When you study the Temple of Jerusalem, you realize that a big part of that was giving. And it cost a lot of money to run a temple. Just like when you go to some of the cathedrals and amazing churches, the upkeep is huge, and they've got a sign saying it costs so much to keep this church going for a day. And in the temple, they used to have boxes like that were attached to the wall where people could give their offering. And what's really sad about that is other people could see. Now, some people were ashamed because the offering they could give was so small because they were poor. But others made a show of their offering. Jesus is sitting there with his disciples in Mark chapter 12, verse 41. And it says that they sat opposite the place where the offerings were put in and watched the crowd putting their money into the temple treasury. Many rich people threw in large amounts, but a poor widow came and put in 2 very small copper coins, worth only a few cents. Calling his disciples to him, Jesus said, "Truly I tell you, this poor widow has put in more into the treasury than all the others. They all gave out of their wealth, but she gave out of her poverty. She put everything in that she had to live on." Now that's the challenge, is that we're not giving so that people can see. We're giving and God sees. And we live in this country where there's a lot of wealth and there's a lot of generosity. We give to a lot of charities. We respect charities. But are we giving in proportion to our wealth? And are we giving to the living Church of God? I've got to tell you, I've got a church that isn't a 12th century church. We don't have all the ornate decorations, but we still have to operate this church, and we operate on a very shoestring budget. In fact, it is really important for Christians to support their churches, because when you support your church will be able to do more for the kingdom. And that's what we're praying for, aren't we? We need to give to God what belongs to God. And we need to entrust it to the church so that the church can get youth workers into schools and people into the homes and do the best we can for God's kingdom. When we do that, when we give sacrificially, God sees and God rewards. Think today, if you had to sit down with God and have a conversation about your giving, what would he say? God bless and have a great day.